FM.
Online at BBC Sports Scotland.
Your smart speaker.
And on BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
Off the ball and in! What a strike! What a goal!
Hello there, good afternoon from Fir Park. Thanks for joining us on BBC Radio Scotland FM and on Sounds. It is Motherwell against St Johnstone here as the Premiership wraps up. Fabulous welcome for the Motherwell players as they emerged onto the pitch there from their supporters over in the East Stand on the far side, with the glittering confetti in claret and amber thrown onto the pitch, with the flags waving over there on the far side. The St Johnstone fans occupying the top tier of the giant South Stand off to our right. Not sure why they've been shoved up to the top tier. Probably would look better pictures wise if they were in the bottom section, but I know that they'd sold precious few tickets before they played Ross County during the week, but that late Sidibe goal that's given them all kinds of hope saw a few hundred bolted onto the sails as Craig Levein tries to rescue St Johnstone on the final day. He felt when he arrived that he had enough in the squad to push up the league. Okay, they were bottom, so they have moved up a position since then, but they are in danger, big danger. Motherwell, Liam Kelly in goal. It is McGinn, McGabby, Blaney and Gent at the back, Strapkowski, Miller, Payton, Nicholson, Spittle and Bear. For St Johnstone, Mitov in goal. Wright, McGowan, Gordon and Keltons. Phillips, McPherson, Carey, Clark, Smith, Matty Smith that is, Adama Sidibe up front. Motherwell will kick off in their home colours, the claret and amber. They'll shoot south from left to right as we watch from the back of the main stand. We're slightly off to the left of the halfway line. St Johnstone in their change colours, the black kit with the dark blue flashes, purple in it as well, as it's rolled back to the Motherwell skipper and goalkeeper Liam Kelly, who launches it long up to this near side. St Johnstone going right to left towards the Davy Cooper stand. Nicky Clark goes down, and that will be a free kick to Sainties over on this near side, just inside their own half. I will keep you up to date with what's happening in Dingwall as we go along, as well as the dead rubber match at Amon Vale between Livingston and Hibs. Hibs hoping to at least finish bottom of the, or top of the bottom six before the end of the campaign in an hour and a half's time. It is Liam Gordon clipping it forward towards the edge of the Motherwell box. Sidibe can't get there, and it's launched up into the air by Paul McGinn up towards halfway, but it's knocked out for a Motherwell throw-in on this near side. There are a few things for St Johnstone to hang their hat on when it comes to playing Motherwell. They've got a pretty decent record at Fir Park, and indeed in this fixture, generally speaking. But Motherwell have only lost 3 of their last 12 here. And St Johnstone will look to the fact they've only kept 1 clean sheet at home in the league all season. Goal scoring's not been a problem for Motherwell. It's keeping them out of the back that has been, as the ball's pinged out to this near side for Nicholson. Too much on it, and it's out for a St Johnstone throw-in, level with the 18-yard line. As he said, Alan Preston, for St Johnstone, it's a case of taking care of their own business and hoping what goes on elsewhere does them a turn.
Yeah, that's it. Can't influence what's happening up in Dingwall. Just go and win your battles here, win the game if you can, and then take it from there and hope that Aberdeen do a bit of work for them up there and at least get a draw.
Aberdeen unbeaten against County this season. Here comes St Johnstone down the right hand side. A little bit too much on the pass though for Matty Smith. Liam Kelly comes out to the left of his box and clears. Picked up wide on that right hand side for St Johnstone by Dre Wright. Here is Carey picking it up on the left, looking to slip it through to Sidibe. Nicholson gets it there first and puts it out for a throw-in, which is for St Johnstone, and this main stand side's about level with the Motherwell penalty spot, and Keltons is over it, and he is really plays it short to Carey, back to Keltons, to Carey, to Keltons. Did that go over the line? No, says the assistant on the near side. Nicholson gets onto it for Motherwell though. Kelton slides in, he gets a touch, but it's only taking it to Paul McGinn, who can clip the ball clear, long ball into the St Johnstone half, and underneath it for Saints is Liam Gordon, who then turns it to his central defensive colleague Ryan McGowan, with Dan Phillips. Stephen Craigan.
Yeah, and that's where St Johnstone have to be careful. Liam Gordon and Ryan McGowan don't want to be isolated 1v1 with lots of grass in behind with Theo Bair. He knows he has him for pace. They've trained with him, they've played with him. He knows one simple long ball can take him out. So as much as St Johnstone want to dictate the play and try and open up and go forward, they have to make sure they're switched on defensively.
It's another throw into St Johnstone up the pitch here, level with the edge of the D of the Motherwell box. And Kelton's over it again, short to Carey, first time ball to Clark, it bounces off and no McGinn for company. Phillips gets back onto it, clips the ball into the box. The referee's blown his whistle and that will be a Motherwell free kick. The Steelmen can't finish any higher than 8th. They'll hope to leapfrog Hibs today. And Hibs are playing already relegated Livingston. The odds against, you never know. Maybe have picked up a couple of results post-split despite their relegation. That's the best Motherwell can hope for. They can't catch Aberdeen, but they do have the chance to move up at least one place. Bit more money involved in that. Liam Kelly clears up towards that far side. Spittle gets something onto it, but Phillips is there to mop up. He plays it out to the right, and it's a trip ball forward there by Dre Wright onto the edge of the centre circle. One back by Motherwell though, and it's Payton slipping it to his left. It's cut out though, and it will be Motherwell who will pick up again over on the far side with Spittle to Gent, level with the 18-yard line. Bair waiting in the middle, the former St Johnstone striker. Didn't really happen for him there, and it's picked up. Here's Ross County go in front against Aberdeen early on through Simon Murray. That's horrendous news for St Johnstone, as Motherwell pick up with Spittle just outside the box, but it's going to break Cammy McPherson's way. He finds Clark, he loses the ball. Motherwell are winning a lot of second balls here, but Ross County, through their top scorer Simon Murray, are in front against Aberdeen, and that, Alan Preston, is a massive blow to St Johnstone. We'll get to that in a moment, because here come Motherwell. Early ball from Gent, cut out, Motherwell corner.
Yeah, it's a big blow for St Johnstone. We'll just touch on Simon Murray's one that's scoring goals for County. Really good striker in top form at the moment, and again you can see here Motherwell starting to get themselves into this game. Nice possession, they were in a lot of second balls and they've now won a corner.
Outswinger coming up from that far side. And plenty options in the middle in Claret and Amber. It's flashed in towards Mugabe, got maybe the slightest flick onto it, but it's turned out to this near side where the 1-2's work with Theo Bair, and Spittle gets the early ball in, where it's cut out behind for the corner for Motherwell, who are pressing St Johnstone here.
Yeah, and it looks like Motherwell haven't got the memo that it's an end-of-season game. They're really out it. There's been a couple of crunching tackles. Blair Spittle's been involved early on. Harry Payton, Georgie Gent down the left-hand side. They're not turning up just to roll over and allow St Johnstone to win. Personal pride certainly stands out for the Motherwell players.
And probably a win bonus, Stephen.
Yeah.
Corner on this near side, this time's driven in with the right foot towards the penalty spot, and Motherwell head on to it. It's dropped to Stravkowski, right hand side of the box, and then Lennon Miller as well, and back off. McPherson's heading out for the Motherwell throw-in, level with the St Johnstone penalty spot. So if you are just joining us, Ross County have nudged ahead against Aberdeen on the final day, and if they win that one, they know that they are safe. Simon Murray's 21st goal of the season. Fabulous campaign for him personally. His Motherwell pick up midway inside Saints half on the far side. Low ball into Bair and back to Lennon Miller. What a good breakout season it's been for him. Payton can't control. Carey fires it forward the outside of the boots. A great pass. Sidibe, right hand side of the penalty area, he's on his own. Goes for goal. It's blocked by Mugabe. Looked like the option would have been to chop back onto his left side, but he's got back onto it. Crosses in. It's just behind Nicky Clark though. Motherwell clear. Back forward by Wright and then headed away, and Motherwell can hit the counter with Spittle. His final game in Claret and Amber. Driving forward, finds Theo Bair. That's a really good slide challenge from McGowan though. Just denied Bair at the last. Bair picks up the scraps, fires it to the right hand side of the penalty spot for Miller. His attempted volley is blocked. Still he has it outside of the box. His effort is cut out by Liam Gordon. Breaks out to the corner flag on this near side, and it's clipped up the line, and Nicky Clark will try and get onto it, and he has done. He's found Sidibe, controls in the chests to the right of the centre circle. Now he's driving forward against Blaney, cuts back in field, but Gent's there to nick it and put it back to his goalkeeper, and it remains goalless at Fir Park. 7.5 in.
Sidibe's lightning quick, but I don't think he knows what he's going to do when the ball comes to his feet. There's a real opportunity there You know, it's against Mugabe. I think he's got to go and hit it early across Kelly into the bottom corner there. It's a quick break for Motherwell. Wonderful tackle by McGowan. Then St Johnstone back up the park, and again Sidibe just knock it by the defender and chase it. Tries to be cute.
It's a good play by St Johnstone, and it's right down the far side, pulls it back. Sidibe can't quite get onto it. It was just behind him. There's a ricochet, deflects towards goal. It was Clark, and Kelly saves and makes another block, and it goes behind for St Johnstone's first corner of the afternoon. Nothing each.
Wow, what a save from Liam Kelly. Does it come off Dre right? Is that who it comes off? Someone. It's deflected. A Motherwell player clears it, deflects off the St Johnstone player. It looks like it's looping into the top corner. Liam Kelly, not just the first save with his right hand, but also then to get up. And I think he scissor kicks it out for a corner kick. This has been a brilliant game early on, but we haven't had a breakthrough.
Cammy McPherson to take on this near side. In swinger. Saints attacking the goal to the left. It's a really congested 6-yard box. In from McPherson, the goalkeeper comes and gets a little fingertip onto it, tips it out to that far side. Still St Johnstone come, but it's sliced behind. A pretty poor delivery from Matty Smith in truth, and that's going to be a goal kick to Motherwell. But actually, it's been a couple of decent attacks from St Johnstone in the early stages of this one.
It has been, although that last one wasn't meant really. It's a clearance. You can imagine the Motherwell player smashing the ball at the park. It hits off Clark, and it's going in the top corner, and it's a wonderful double save, as Stephen rightly said, by Kelly. Really good goalkeeping.
A foul down on this near side. Payton's on the ball. Nicholson went down. It's play on. Advantage for Motherwell. Slip back to the North Macedonian Stravkovski. On this near side, rolls it into a more central area for McGinn. Don't really have an obvious option other than Stravkovski back on this near side. That's where it goes. Now it's Payton, out to Nicholson, wide in the right, moves infield, he's into the box onto the left foot, and he goes for the spectacular finish and drags it high and wide of that left-hand post, and it stays Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 0, and as it stands, Ross County with that 1-0 lead over Aberdeen would finish the season 4 points clear of St Johnstone, who have coming into this slightly better goal difference, so if they can win this, even if Aberdeen draw that match with Ross County, they can be out of trouble. So although Simon Murray scored early, Aberdeen are in the kind of form that suggests they could easily score themselves in that one.
Yeah, you would think so. You know, and it's not St Johnstone's goal scoring exploits that has got them ahead, it's the defensive performances. You know, when you look at it, County conceded a lot more goals than St Johnstone, and that's why they've got the advantage of Saints.
It's 27 goals in 37 matches for St Johnstone, which is pretty atrocious. But I remember the season under Derek McInnes, they managed 44 points. I think it was 23 they scored across that season, albeit they weren't in relegation danger. That was the thing, the McInnes St Johnstone team, the right St Johnstone team, good defenders on the sides, good defensive units. And as Saints pick up on the right-hand side with Wright, and he just slips it further forward to Smith, whose attempted cross is cut out by Gent, and out for a throw, and it goes on the far side level with the edge of the D of the Motherwell box. Good play by Wright, gets the nutmeg on Gent, moves forward, and then low ball to Clark, who slips there just as he at his back to goal, looking to release a teammate at the edge of the area, and Motherwell are able to get it clear, and it will be picked up by Ryan McGowan. A little flurry from Motherwell, but actually, Stephen, Craig Levine will be pretty happy with the start his team's made in this one.
He will be, because they're carrying the threat. It's just that final thing they're going to do with the ball, whether it's a shot or whether it's a pass. But because of the need of St Johnstone having to go forward and drive forward, it's going to leave little gaps for Motherwell to try and go and exploit. You look at that midfield four of Motherwell, Lennon Miller and Stravkovski, Blair Spittle, Harry Payton. They're good footballers. They take up good position. They want the ball in defeat. They've some intricate passing, so it's making for a really good watch.
It's Motherwell on the attack this time on the left-hand side. Gent with a low ball infield to Spittle, to Bear, back to Spittle, back to Gent. Lovely footwork, but just a heavy touch, takes it behind for the goal kick. Good build-up play as well, this time by Motherwell on that left-hand side. It's 0-0 on 12 minutes at Fir Park.
I think he's been a real fine, Stephen Jordy Gent. He's been brilliant down that left side. Good delivery, likes to get forward, looks a right good player.
I think the problem they have is he's on loan. So you come and showcase yourself in the Scottish Premiership and suddenly someone else comes and handpicks you. Jack Vale's another one on loan from Blackburn. I think he's done really well, but again, someone will come in and take him on loan. Whether they can keep him with the finances they have, the new investor. Hopefully they can, but certainly I couldn't agree more. He's been a terrific signing.
You're both on loan from Blackburn, aren't they? As that slipped through to the former Ross County man, Harry Payton. Slips it to the left-hand side of the box. Here goes Gent again. Powerful run across into the box, but it's way too close to Mitov, who holds on to the low ball at his near post. Remains goalless. Remember, Ross County 1-0 up in Aberdeen. Still goalless at Ammon Vale between Livingston and Hibs. And our next live action will be the first leg of the Premiership playoff final on Thursday evening. Wraith Rovers are sitting at home, feet up, waiting to see who they will face. As it stands, it will be St Johnstone.
Second leg, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Last year it was 4, was it
It's
not?
4:30.
4:30, yeah.
It's 4:30.
I think you put a complaint in, Liam. You didn't get home till late, so
It was very late.
they've moved it for you.
12 seconds.
Yeah, here comes St Johnstone though, a chance right hand side with Smith, but he loses out, and Motherwell able to clear, and Spittle, his clearance is charged down by McPherson, but out for a throw in over on the far side. Yeah, it was the game that didn't seem to ever end. I think it was about 20-8 it finished in the end up. It was a crazy match, and we covered, saying this to Mikey Stewart on Friday night when we were at Kirkcaldy, back to back, two of the craziest games ever. That one, and then Scotland in Oslo. I think that was the next match. I mean, it was just eye-rubbing stuff. It is goalless at Fir Park in 14 minutes. There's a long ball forward which bounces back towards the St Johnstone box, and it's Liam Gordon, who's of course was part of that defence that enjoyed such unbridled success for this club. I was talking to a St Johnstone supporter. I think they've just lost their second most successful team over the last decade, given it's just gone beyond the 10 years since they won that first Scottish Cup at Celtic Park, as Liam Gordon picks up, and it's McPherson who rolls it out to the far side for Dre Wright. No ball along the grass, back to McGowan. McGowan then fires it, switching it out to the left-hand side for Graham Carey. Carey turns away from Payton, rolls it back to Gordon. It's possession from St Johnstone. They're seeing plenty of it. There have been dangerous attacks as well. It's McGowan for Saints, and then out to Gordon, up onto the touchline for Carey. Back to Liam Gordon. It kind of underlines how well Motherwell have done in front of goal this season, is that only Rangers and Celtic have scored more home goals than they have this term, which is quite remarkable, Stephen.
Well, it is. It's, you know, the one thing about Stewart, he sets his team up to go and have a goal. It doesn't always work out that way, it doesn't always pan out, but I said it, they've got good footballers at the top end of the pitch. They are creative. They probably haven't scored as many goals as what they'd like either. Theo Bair probably could have had a lot more than 15 with the opportunities he's had. And that's the risk of St Johnstone this afternoon. Motherwell aren't just going to turn up and not carry a threat. They will want to go and score goals. That's the balance that St Johnstone have to get right.
Pitch bathing in sunshine, the majority of it, save for the shadow cast by the main stand roof on this near side. Here comes St Johnstone, ball in towards Sidibe. It's headed wide though. They're claiming corner, they're not getting one. Sidibe, who scored that potentially crucial goal for them late on against Ross County on Wednesday evening, and he couldn't really generate any power. He had a couple of Motherwell defenders around about him as well. And it remains Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 0 here on 16. Ross County leading through Simon Murray's 21st goal of a profitable campaign at Victoria Park against Aberdeen. Wright lets the ball drift over his head. Spittle chases, but Liam Gordon's there to clear. And bouncing ball awkward for Matty Smith, and out for a throw-in to Motherwell over on that far side. There's another man who's had a wonderful season in Blair Spittle, and Allen. Yeah, it's like he's off to Hearts next season.
Yeah, a good player. He's had a very good season. Banda as well, Penrice, if he gets fit. 3 good additions from Hearts.
Just the question is, Alan, I know a different game, but do they make Hearts better? I'm not so sure they do. They probably make the squad better, bigger.
Yeah. Well, they've got European football, Stephen.
They'll need the big squad.
Need a bigger squad.
And they struggled the last
football.
time round, didn't they?
Yeah, they weren't a big enough squad to play Thursday, Sundays. And that's the problem that you're going to have. So I think he's a good addition to bulk the squad up a bit, I really do.
Sure, they'll get some European action, but good for the league games that will follow off the back of these European matches, because they're 3 excellent players at this level. They know that. And Benny Beningame signing that new contract as well. As St Johnstone pick up with Dre Wright. Central area, now midway inside Motherwell territory. Out to this near side for Keltons. And then Wright still in a central position, back to Phillips and then to McPherson, right of the circle, and into his own half for McGowan. Dan Phillips, forward it goes, first time from right, out to Carey on this near side. Carey looks up, it's a wonderful ball! Goal! Nicky Clark scores! Thrusts his right boot at it on the stretch and knocks it past Liam Kelly. One of the crosses of the season, though, has set that one up. It's sculpted the opportunity for Nicky Clark, who's giving the Saints fans up the other end of Fir Park all kinds of hope now. 18 in, Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 1.
Wow, and that'll go up to Dingwall, and he'll start to get nervous up there, but you can just see it. Dre Wright, who's playing as a right back, is coming in, he's inverting a lot, he's playing in the middle of the park, and he starts that, eventually comes out to the left, and what a ball. I mean, myself and Stephen are right behind it. What a cross that is from Graham Carey on his left foot, bending away. Clark slides to get on the end of it, gets on the end of it with his right boot into the bottom corner. What a brilliant goal by St Johnstone.
I mean, is there a better crosser of a ball in Scotland than Graham Carey? Particularly when he's allowed to lift his head, get the ball out of his feet. As a centre forward or an opposite wide player or a midfield player, you know the minute he opens his body up, you can gamble, you can run, because more often than not, the cross is coming in. Nicky Clark, he scored many goals against Motherwell, but all he needs to do is just time his run right, get a touch on it from the back of the net. St Johnstone have been pushing, been probing. Motherwell have kind of probably become a little bit unstuck in the last 10 minutes. So St Johnstone have had a little bit of possession, so great goal.
Well, it maybe just underlines St Johnstone's problems in that Nicky Clark is their top scorer, and that was just his 7th of the campaign. He has, of course, at spells out injured as well, but that one could be priceless. Payton, good footwork up the other end for Motherwell. He sweeps the ball from right to left of the box for Gent. Back to Lennon Miller. Square ball to Zdravkovsky. Low to Payton. He's under pressure. He's done well to dig it out to this near side, and Sam Nicholson, side foot ball to the edge of the box is poor, and it's well read by Ryan McGowan, who blasts it clear, and Sidibe putting pressure on Mugabe. He goes back to his goalkeeper. So it's advantage St Johnstone here. The problem for them is it's advantage Ross County and Dingwall as well. But as Alan was saying, word will filter through at Victoria Park that St Johnstone have broken the deadlock here, and County are up against an Aberdeen side that's been scoring plenty goals recently as well. Had to come from behind against Livingston to win 5-1 the other night, so every chance Aberdeen will notch in that game. So what a great position St Johnstone have put themselves in here. They're doing what they have to do, and all they can do is try and win this game.
That was it. Saying that, Craig Levine at the start, you know, just win the game, simple as that. Can't influence the result up there, win it, and then see how you get on at the end of it. But it's been a great start for them.
Still goalless, Salmon Vale, Livingston, Hibs as well.
They deserve to be ahead.
Yeah, it's been a good performance. They've come here and they're playing with a confidence that belies their league position. Zdravkovsky finds Miller, and then left hand side Gent. Spittle on the overlap. Gent slips this time though, and allows Matty Smith to pick it up and play it short to Cammy McPherson, former St Mirren player. And he finds Carey, he finds Gordon. What a ball from Graham Carey. He's been doing that his entire career. I remember watching him breaking through at Celtic with Niall McGinn and Paul McGowan, and even as a youngster at Celtic he was putting balls in when Tony Mowbray gave him the odd chance in the first team. He always had that quality. He's got a wonderful free kick as well on him. McPherson picks up in the centre circle for the visitors. Right to this near side, Carey, infield to Phillips. Here is Liam Gordon. Squares it out to the right hand side for Wright, and then McPherson's a rather hopeful ball forward. He's got his arms outstretched. Just always the reaction when you're off target with a pass like that. It's his teammate's fault for not being in the right position.
It's always the same.
Yeah.
Blame someone else.
St Johnstone have got a good base. Phillips and Cammy McPherson are just holding the middle of the pitch. They're not getting exposed. I think that's something that Craig and Andy Kirk have clearly spoken about. Allow the front four to go and move and change and interplay and try and make something happen, but make sure you've got a solid base in the middle of the pitch and almost guard against the counter-attack.
And that means Motherwell will finish the season with just the one clean sheet at Fir Park this campaign. which is incredible. That was in the 5-0 against Ross County.
Here we go again.
Yep, Carey left-hand side, bends it in, fires it in there, shouting for a handball here. Sidibe's adamant, here's a chance on the edge of the box. The shot towards goal from Kelton's is beaten away by Kelly, and Motherwell clear their lines. St Johnstone are at it this afternoon, a quarter of the way through. Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 1, but they're rapping at the door looking for another.
Yeah. Where was this midweek against County? Because they had it in their own hands then. Didn't play as well as they have. It's been a brilliant start for them. 22 minutes of the game gone, and they need to keep it going.
I mean, that's a save you're expecting Liam Kelly to make. The one earlier, which could have resulted in a goal as well, was much better, but that one right down his throat. He still has to make the save.
Now, when it was Sidibe, he was adamant it was a handball in the box.
Yeah.
The ball hasn't been out of play, has it, since that attack?
I don't think it has.
Is
No.
there a check? I don't know if there's a check or not.
We'll wait and see. Here's Sidibe again for St Johnstone, winding the right, an early ball into the box, cleared by McGinn, had to get there. Clark was waiting in behind them. It's still in play. Sidibe with the up and under cross this time, which is headed out by Nicholson. It will be a throw in this time. And now the water break. The referee, water break's been given here. I think there was one of these at Tynecastle yesterday as well, wasn't there?
It was roasting yesterday at Tynecastle.
It was roasting at Celtic Park, but there were no water breaks, and they are going to have one here. But it doesn't look as though the penalty claim for St Johnstone's coming to anything. But it is Saints who lead by a goal to 0. Simon Murray has Ross County 1-0 up against Aberdeen and Dingwall. That is still the case. I can't tell you how that game's going at the moment. We're obviously focusing fully on this one. We don't have pictures of the other match, so can't tell you how it's going. If you want to find out how it's going, it's available on the other frequency, BBC Radio Scotland Extra on 810 medium wave, and on digital here on FM and Sounds. We're at Fir Park, where St Johnstone have the 1-0 lead. Alan?
Yes, Andy Kirk's remonstrating to the St Johnstone players. Craig Levine's taking a step back. He just steps back and doesn't say anything to the players. He leaves it to Andy Kirk, as we're on the other side. Motherwell, sure, Kelwell was having a right conversation with his team.
I mean, I know Craig, the way he's approaching this job is he is letting Andy Kirk do a lot of the hands-on stuff on the training field and on the touchline. And Craig's there, I think, to lend his experience and knowledge. But his team's doing all they can do. And as it stands, even though they're winning here, they are going to Kirkcaldy on Thursday night. Throw in Saints. Kelton's to take on this near side after the water break. Stuart Kettlewell down there in the t-shirt today, barking the orders. Side trailing. It's with McPherson playing it back into his own half for Gordon, and he squares it to McGowan. St Johnstone are bossing this football match.
They are, which is really unlike them. You know, whether it's the change to from the 3 to the 4, but certainly Liam Gordon and Ryan McGowan, they're taking plenty of touches. They're trying to draw Motherwell out. The problem they have sometimes is their final ball forward has to be a little bit better. So Cameron McPherson and Phillips, can they get on the ball? They're technically better, so can they feed the ball in? But certainly having that threat at the top end of the pitch with Sidibe means then that Motherwell have to be careful.
Long clearance there by Mikov. Drops round about the halfway line, where it's tossed forward there by Miller. Picked up onto the chest by McPherson for St Johnstone though. Short to Carey. Bears nicked it off him, former St Johnstone player. Then there's a foul by Carey on Payton. Carey's gone down, and even though he's the one who's committed the foul, he's ended up the one who is hurt. And it's going to be a free kick for Motherwell, just left of the centre circle. What kind of drama will there be over the course of the next hour and 15-20 minutes?
It's Scottish football, Liam. That's what happens. We're based on drama.
Yeah, yesterday, actually, even though it was a pretty sedate day with regards to, you know, nothing could change in the league, there were some really entertaining games. The match I was at, Celtic Park, 3-2 to Celtic in the end. St Mirren gave them a good game. The 6-goal thriller at Tynecastle.
That was a great game at Tynecastle. A wonderful ending, because last game of the season, as we see today, all the Motherwell fans have turned up in their numbers. When the players will all go off, and then the Motherwell players will come back on. The appreciation for the whole season. It was the same at Tynecastle, and it looked like it was going to end, you know, 3-1 defeat, and then they score the goal, 3-2, then Bakisa, and then the equalising goal with the last kick of the ball at Tynecastle in a league match was wonderful.
I mean, at times people question the quality, don't they? But the one thing you get, our games are competitive. There's plenty of effort. The fans enjoy that from their players. We're seeing that this afternoon in a game that, you know, much talked about. St Johnstone but Motherwell played their part. It's competitive. They're both after the game. I'd imagine it's the same up in Dingwall with Willie. Ross County against Aberdeen, and we got that yesterday again. So sometimes we're very quick to put our game down.
Carey's still down injured,
Yeah,
but even the Kilmarnock Dundee game, another draw by them. The two best pals playing against each other again. Yet another occasion. McCowan missing a penalty late on. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, well, let's, as Alan was saying, Carey's in trouble. Let's maybe go to Aberdeen if we can, because Aberdeen's, I think, if you had a chance, I don't know if you had a chance to see a replay, but you're certainly down near the dugout.
Yeah, I'm down here near the halfway line, Leon. I got a pretty good view of what happened there. And Carey, I think, was injured either earlier this season or coming back from an injury from last season, and he looked to be in quite severe bother. It's nice that he's back up on his feet. He committed the foul, and in trying to dig the ball out, he connected with the Motherwell player's ankle, and it looked initially like he was really struggling to continue. He's got two physios accompanying him off the pitch. Hopefully he can continue, but he is limping there, and something to look to see if there's any activity on the Saints bench. Hopefully he'll be okay to continue, but it looked a bit scary initially.
Stevie May on the bench, Kimpioka, Connor Smith amongst others, and Carey coming off. Looks as though he's going to give it a go anyway. He was looking more comfortable by the time he got to the main stand side touchline. It's game on again. Fair bit of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Still 1-0 Ross County in Dingwall, 1-0 St Johnstone here. Goalless at Amon Vale. The final day of the 23-24 Premiership season. Indeed, SPFL League season. There's that playoff final to come. Here's Gent down the left, and he's going to win the corner for Motherwell, and the Motherwell fans have come out in good numbers today. Here in expectancy of a win on the final afternoon. Gent will take the corner out, swinger with a left over on the far side in the southeast corner of Fir Park. A throng of players, a line of Motherwell players around about the penalty spot. They've all broken away now as the corner comes in. Flicked away. Clearance completed by Wright, but there must have been a hand in there, because the referee Colin Stevens pointed to the penalty spot for Motherwell. The St Johnstone players are looking around them wondering what that's for.
Is it Daniel Phillips? He was the one that when the referee blew his whistle, he put his hands across his face. Whether it was him that put his arm in it, there was a cluster of bodies coming together. We didn't get a clear view of it, but Colin Stevens was adamant, because all the Motherwell players appealed for it, which is usually the giveaway, that there's been interference by a hand. And out of nothing, Motherwell draw level in the game.
And who else but Theo Bayer's going to take it? This didn't happen for him in Perth. And he can plunge a dagger into St Johnstone's hopes of avoiding the playoff. A draw wouldn't be enough for them today. They have a lead, they've been the better team, but they are facing up to a penalty from their former player, Theo Bayer, against Dimitar Mitov. Off to our right, in front of the Saints fans in the southern end of Fir Park. Bayer waits, here he goes, right-footed, saved! Saved, and the rebound's over as well, and Mitov comes up, trumps for Sainties yet again. He's been a real shining light for them this season, and he dives low to his right to keep out Theo Bayer, as the Saints fans celebrate almost as wildly as they did for Nicky Clark's goal, that continues then to give them the lead here in Lanarkshire. Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 1.
It's a brilliant save by Mitov. He's won every single award up in Perth, and rightly so. He's been magnificent.
Whoa, boy. Aberdeen level in Dingwall at the same time as St Johnstone have a penalty saved there. Motherwell's penalty saved by Mitov.
Well, it's got to come
Things
through.
have turned here.
The Saints fans need to get up now. They need to find out that it's 1-0 up in Dingwall. They need to get behind this side. What a rubbish penalty from Theo Bayer, but what a brilliant save from Mitov.
The Saints fans, they've got the message. Esther Sockler has equalised for Aberdeen. Ross County 1, Aberdeen 1. And that went in just as Mitov saved from Bayer from the spot. Talk about a sliding doors moment potentially. And Mitov's on the ball again. the edge of his 6-yard box. 32.5 on the clock here at Fir Park. There'll be a good 5 or 6, I would imagine, added on at the end of it as well as it stands. And Sainties with a 1-0 lead. Stephen, big moment.
It was never going to be straightforward this afternoon, was it? We're never going to turn up and see St Johnstone win and Ross County win. There was always going to be twists, always going to be turns. There's still going to be more to come. Theo Bear will be desperate to make amends for that. I think it's a second or third penalty he's missed this season, but there'll be more to come. Really poor soft penalty kick.
Yeah, really poor.
Yeah, I mean, awarded, that was their 9th penalty this season. They've only scored 5 of them. Bear, he's missed 1 before, Stevens. That's his 2nd he's missed this season. Spittle and Slattery also missed from the spot for Motherwell this campaign. You know, a few teams have been profligate from the spot this season, including the top 2. Motherwell pick up with Miller. Here's Spittle slipping it through, and it's going to come right through to the goalkeeper, Mitov. Spittle, he was he's stuck the knife into Ross County a couple of times this season himself, looking to do them a favour potentially today. Bear certainly didn't. Mitov did his team a whole world of good with that penalty save.
What a find he's been for St Johnstone. He's been magnificent for them. Really, really good.
He was at Cambridge United for 6 years before this move. And he's got into the Bulgaria national setup recently as well. A couple of caps. What a moment that was. 1-0 here. 1-1 in Dingwall. Lester Sockler scoring for the 2nd time in Dingwall this season. He scored what proved to be the decisive goal when Aberdeen beat them 2-1 in the League Cup quarters.
And you're right, Liam. Aberdeen scoring again. 3 scoring side at this time of the season.
And there's Graham Carey on the near side. And Stravkovsky and Nicholson trying to keep it in. It's eventually gone out of play. And the referee's blown for a free kick to Saints. Just in the halfway line. That penalty award did come from nothing, but the fact they're ahead, the fact that penalty's been saved, that must galvanise you as a team.
It's got to, and you can see the supporters, or you can hear the supporters actually. We can see them and hear them, and they've got to keep that going. St Johnstone, they need a second goal, because this can turn, as we're rightly seen there, they're almost penalty. If that goes in, St Johnstone's heads go down, but they've got a double lift really, the penalty, and then now they will know that Aberdeen have scored up at Dingwall. They might not know the score, but they'll know that Aberdeen have scored.
There were 16 seconds apparently between the Mitov save and Esther Sockler finding the net.
Well, we felt ahead of this game, St Johnstone were going to have to produce something that was different than what they've done in the last 14 or 15 games, and they've done that. They've found it. The players will have known the importance of the game. They haven't been able to get away from it since Wednesday. They know they've had to come here and win, so that's been their focus, and they've delivered so far.
You just knew there'd be drama. St Johnstone up the pitch, throw in right hand side, level with the 6-yard line, taking short to Clark. It's a kind of scuffed high ball from Dre Wright, and it's going to be headed away by Bear, but it's picked up by Phillips, who clips it forward with the outside of the boot into the box. So DB chases, he's not going to get there, and that will be a goal kick to Motherwell for Liam Kelly to take. Less than 10 of the 45 left. As I said, there'll be a substantial stoppage time added on as Liam Kelly picks up. Is he going to Germany, Stephen, Liam Kelly? I just wondered if with the 26-man squad of Steve Clark, perhaps he might just take the 4 keepers.
Well, he's very loyal, isn't he, Steve? So I wouldn't be surprised, Liam.
There's Gent wide in the left, at the left angle of the box, faced over there on that far side by Matty Smith. Out to the left, in comes the cross ball. It's headed behind by Ryan McGowan. Really important header. Bear was hanging around at the near post, looking for anything that was coming his way. It's going to be another Georgie Gent corner coming up for St Johnstone to face. Their lead coming under some duress here. It's been not the worst spell actually from Motherwell in the game. Seeing more of the ball in the attacking third. And it will be Gent to take. Out swinger. St Johnstone with everyone bar Sidibe back to defend, and it comes. It's knocked away towards the edge of the box by Saints. Picked up by Spittle. Right foot clip ball. Flicked on by Gordon and cleared by Smith on the far side. And out to play for a throw-in to Motherwell. And as it stands, Ross County will be going to Kirkcaldy for the playoff on Thursday night. And the second leg would be in Dingwall a week today.
I wonder who Ian Murray would fancy. And where is he today? What game is he at?
He's here, apparently. So he obviously, well, he'll have someone up there as well, of course. As the long throw-in comes in, it's going to drop round about the penalty spot. Chance for Motherwell with Lennon Miller. Just couldn't find any space. And Johnstone suffocating the match. That's a long ball from Phillips Sidibe chasing Mugabe there, and Kelly comes out of his penalty area and rescues Bevis Mugabe from a potentially awkward situation.
That's the one that Sidibe wants. You know, he plays on the shoulder, he wants a hit over the top all the time. And if it's a race, he's difficult to catch. Mugabe had a little
look at the space here for Gent, and what a ball by McGinn to find him left-hand side of the box. He didn't have the quality in the delivery though. He's overhit it. I think he's looking for somebody at the back post there. Baird had darted to the near post, couldn't get anything near it, and it goes out of play for a throw into St Johnstone on this near side.
Well, that's where Motherwell's threat's coming from, isn't it? Down that left-hand side. Dre Wright, probably not a natural fullback, whether he gets too tight to Ryan McGowan or he gets himself caught up the pitch, but Georgie Gent, he just had to take a little bit off it. I think he didn't have to put as much pace, just feed it along the ground to give Theo Bair something to get on the end of. But another warning sign for St Johnstone.
I think he's having a go at Bair there for not going to the back post, but Bair makes the right run. He's the only one in the box. He has to go near post.
It's going to be a Motherwell ball on this right hand side, and a long throw potentially coming up here, level with the edge of the D if the St Johnstone box. Short option for Spittle and Nicholson, but he's bowled it into the penalty area. McGinn flicks it on towards the penalty spot. Payton lays it back to Miller. Phillips closes him down quickly. Like I said, they're working tirelessly, the St Johnstone players here. Very hot day in Lanarkshire as Gent turns it back to Liam Kelly, who is almost at the midway point of his own half. But they've put in a power of work in this first half, St Johnstone.
They have, and they need to keep going. You know, that's the thing. This is, Dre Wright's been out 4 months. This is his third game in a week. It's a big ask for him in a position, as Stephen rightly said, isn't familiar to him.
I suppose that's been a problem for St Johnstone, that 90-minute performance, putting it all together, Liam. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, look at this, Sidibe giving Mugabe problems again. Mugabe comes out on top this time, and then good footwork from him to just evade Nicky Clark, and he slides it forward to Miller. Miller tries to do the same to Bair, gets in between the two centre-backs. Bair on the left foot, and away it goes over the crossbar. Has Gordon got a touch onto that? I'm not sure he has. I think so. I thought he had initially.
Well, he thinks he has. Bair thinks he's got a touch on it, and he's adamant, as Stuart Kelwell is and Stephen Frail.
But if he has, it's a magnificent tackle.
And that, but the looks of Mitov he has, because Mitov comes out and congratulates his captain.
I mean, even then, he's got the presence, or his presence, perhaps enough to put Bair off. So it's good defending in that way. But the referee, Colin Stephen, didn't see a touch, neither did his assistant.
It was brilliant play all round. You think about Mr. Mugabe, his touch and his control in his own box, one pass into Lennon Miller, next pass on through, and then the tackle from Liam Gordon. Brilliant football.
Well, this is where we're at the moment. St Johnstone, as things stand, are out of the playoff position. They're sitting 10th and above the waterline because they lead Motherwell by a 0-0. Simon Murray had Ross County ahead early against Aberdeen, cancelled out by the Slovenian striker Ester Sokler. 1-1 it remains in Dingwall, and that means County will be playing Wraith Rovers in the playoffs. As it stands, it's goalless in the match between Livingston and Hibernian. Their season's petering out this afternoon. We don't have the action and drama that rests on the matches in Motherwell and in Dingwall. Ross County Aberdeen continues on BBC Radio Scotland Extra 810 medium wave, and on digital here on FM. Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 1. 41.5 on the clock, and a long ball for the Steelmen goes out of play for a throw-in over on that far side. And it's going to be a Dre Wright throw-in. Final game of the season, not much for Motherwell to play for, Stephen. How much will they be pushing, trying to find something out of this game?
There's no doubt they want to win, but the need is greater for St Johnstone because they need to win. And irrespective of what you're looking for in life, we want lots of things, but when you really need something, there's an edge to it, and I'm getting that from St Johnstone this afternoon. There's a real edge, a real focus and energy. Players tracking back and making tackles, possibly what they haven't done at various stages throughout the season, and that's why they've struggled. But so far it's been a complete performance for them. But Motherwell will keep plugging away. They've too many good players not to carry a threat.
It's 1 win in 9 for St Johnstone. This would be timely as that long ball comes all the way through to Liam Kelly. Underarm bowls it to Mugabe, who switches it to the left there for his teammate Blaney, and now it's with Miller right of the centre circle and out to this near side for Nicholson. Back in Scotland after that spell in the States and drifts in field. Rolls it back into the centre circle for Mugabe. Everyone bar Liam Kelly in the St Johnstone half right now. Blaney shifts it forward to Payton. And back to Blaney. And then into the centre circle for Mugabe. To the right for Zdravkovsky. It's a foul there by the looks of it, and then would have been another one as well. Firstly it was Phillips on Miller, and then it was Sidibe on Zdravkovsky. It was the first one it was awarded as a free kick, both in pretty much the same position anyway. And it's right of centre, midway inside the St Johnstone half. Craig Levein will be desperate for his team to get in at half-time with his lead.
Yeah, he will be. I think they've played well. They deserve to be ahead. They've worked tirelessly, but they need to see it out to half-time.
Blair Spittle and Georgie Gent over the Spittle with the right or Gent with the left. Gent steps over it. Spittle tries to bend it into that back post area. Mitov comes, gets a little touch on it, but he drops it, and the ref eventually blows for a free kick. And there's the protection of the goalkeepers again. I can say that safely because I'm not beside Packy Bonner today as I was yesterday, although I'm sure he'll get me at some point. But it's going to be a free kick, and Stephen,
you're convinced.
You're not convinced.
No, but it didn't look like Bevis Mugabe had put an arm up or obstructed him. I think Bevis Mugabe has every right to jump for the ball, as is the goalkeeper. It's just a footballing incident where two players come together. It didn't look like there was a foul because the ball bounced and it was cleared, and then the ref blew the whistle. Whether it was because Mitov stayed down, I don't know, but I thought it was a little bit soft.
It'll be a free kick then to St Johnstone inside their own box. Right-footed, he's driven it out this near side. A poor ball by Mitov. He's been rightly praised. I'm sure the St Johnstone fans will let him off for good behaviour for that one. There's only 3 minutes being added on here. I thought there'd be more than that. There was the Graham Carey injury, the water break, but there you go, 3 being added. And it is Miller goes down. Ref giving them the advantage again here. Bayer out to the overlapping Nicholson, who flights a high ball towards the back post. This time it's a comfortable one for Mitov to take. And we're deep in the 45th minute. Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 1, Ross County 1, Aberdeen 1, and goalless at Ammonvale.
Yeah, almost half a job done for St Johnstone, and it's been excellent play from them, really has. They've got the tactics spot on. They've got people into the right areas of the pitch. Been a little bit lucky with the Mitov penalty save, but I think for me, the way they've played, the way they've performed, the attitude they've shown, they deserve to be ahead.
Touch back by Smith to right in the centre circle, back into his own half for Ryan McGowan. They've got some experienced campaigners in their squad, haven't they? St Johnstone's another in Graham Carey, 34 years of age now. Long ball forward, comes off the head of McGinn. Oh, chance here! Scores! 2-0! 2-0 St Johnstone! Calamitous from Motherwell. They completely left it, and Sidibe ghosts into head past Kelly. And St Johnstone double their lead on the stroke of half-time. Quite incredible. They're doing so much to save themselves. And is Craig Levein about to come up with an almighty act of escapology on match day 38 here in Lanarkshire, where it's now on the half-time whistle, essentially. Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 2. Astonishing.
Well, he's just been proactive. He's taking the gamble, he's taking the risk. Paul McGinn wins the header. Bevis Mugabe hesitates. He's waiting for Liam Kelly to come. His indecision. Sidibe just gambles in between. He's been sharp, he's been crisp, he's been alert all afternoon. You have to say, St Johnstone have been joined up this afternoon. Alan's worry ahead of the game was there's too many gaps, they're too exposed, they're too open. They've been really joined up. But at the top end of the pitch, they've kept Motherwell honest. And you have to say they deserve the 2-goal lead.
It's a great finish, it really is. He's a lost cause, really. It's a clip from Carey. Again, gets a header on it. I don't know what Mugabe's doing. He certainly thinks that Kelly's coming. Whether the keeper shouts away or mine or whatever, Mugabe's all over the place, and Sidibe nips in. It's a wonderful finish, giving the keeper no chance. Brilliant from St Johnstone. They need to keep it going, though.
Nobody is going to eclipse Stephen Anderson, Stephen McLean and Sean Rooney in St Johnstone's history. But I just wonder if they avoid the playoffs, guarantee Premiership football next season, where Adama Sidibe will rank come the close of this season. That goal against County during the week is becoming more priceless by the second here, and he's just doubled their lead here at Fir Park. Now it's 1-1 still in Dingwall. Fact is, County win that, as we welcome listeners who have been tuned into that game in Dingwall. Fact is, if County win that match, it's not going to matter what happens here. But the problem is for them is that they are not winning, and St Johnstone are about to go in at the break with a 2-goal cushion, unless Motherwell can score here deep in first half stoppage time. The right hand side, it's Nicholson jinking around, getting away from Keltons, gets the ball in. Bear tries the scissors kick, and it goes horribly wrong, much to the delight of the St Johnstone supporters. That's a poor ball out of defence by Carey. Spittle into the box, tries to work the 1-2 with Bear. St Johnstone get it half away. Nicholson on the right hand side's a lovely ball in, but it's too close to Mitov, who holds on, and it stays. Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 2, as Colin Stephen brings the first half to an end.
This isn't finished yet. McGowan and Carey, and rightly so. Carey should have booted the ball up the park. He tries to be too clever, loses it. Gordon, McGowan, they're all going mad at Carey, including his keeper, and rightly so.
They're fully charged this afternoon, that's for sure. That's another example of it. It's been an incredible first half here at Fir Park, as the St Johnstone players go up the tunnel knowing that they are doing what they have to do. A sumptuous ball in by Graham Carey was turned home by Nicky Clark to give them the lead, and it was sending the St Johnstone supporters into all kinds of ecstasy, as did Mitov's penalty save from Theo Bear right in front of the Saints fans. Terrific save. Wasn't the best penalty, but he's got to get down low to turn it away to the right hand side. And then just as we went into first half stoppage time, the St Johnstone supporters in dreamland as Sidibe headed home after miscommunication in the Motherwell defence. Carey involved again. He almost sold a goal at the end of the first half right enough. But at half-time here, given what's going on in Dingwall, it's currently Ross County who would plummet into the Premiership playoff and a final over 2 legs against Raith Rovers. Because here at Fir Park, with that game tied at 1-1, it is Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 2.
Football from Sports Sound.
Brilliant drop of the shoulder!
From BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
New crime drama on BBC iPlayer.
I'm Detective Sergeant Rebus. Rebus? There's rules and there's laws, right? The law is whatever society says it is at any given point. But the rules are the rules. Blood is thicker than water. Don't grass on your friends. An eye for an eye.
You tried to kill me, Rebus.
Criminals follow the rules. Sometimes they need a reminder that the police know the rules too.
Rebus. Watch all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
The half-time scores then in the Premiership. Livingston 0, Hibernian 0, Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 2, Ross County 1, Aberdeen 1. We, of course, have been split this afternoon. Some of you listening in to commentary from here, some commentary from the game at Dingwall. So let's just wrap everything up so that everyone is across everything that is happening. We'll start with our commentator at the Global Energy Stadium, Ian Auld.
Yeah, half-time here, Richard, and nerves starting to creep into things for home fans, especially as Ross County now sit at the moment in 11th spot due to results at Fir Park and here in Dingwall. Ross County got off to a flyer, incidentally. Simon Murray notched up his 21st goal in all competitions inside 4 minutes. Yeah, Conor Randall it was with the cross from the far side. Aberdeen miscleared the lines, and Simon Murray out of nowhere created an opportunity for himself and lashed the ball beyond Kellarus to give Ron Cowie the dream start in this contest. But Ross County have offered very little since, and Aberdeen grew into the game. They went close through Junior Hoylett, who produced a wonderful stop from Ross Laidlaw from the free kick on the edge of the 18-yard box. And then on half an hour, Aberdeen richly deserved their equaliser. Wonderful ball in from Conor Barron, and there was Esther Sockler to score his 4th goal, his 2nd goal here in Dingwall of the season. And at half-time it's Ross County 1, Aberdeen 1.
We'll get further thoughts from Willie Miller shortly. He's there alongside Ian. Incidentally, in the SWPL 1, very late on now in those games. Glasgow City 2-0 up against Hearts, but it's down to Rangers or Celtic to win the title. Rangers are 4-0 up against Partick Thistle. They and Celtic were level on points at the start of play. Celtic a much better goal difference. but Celtic are still being held 0-0 by Hibernian. So Celtic 0, Hibernian 0. As things stand, Rangers will be winning the title. There was late heartbreak for them last year when Glasgow City snatched the title. Is it going to be a similar story this afternoon, or will Hibernian hold out? Will Rangers win the title? We'll keep you right across that. Let's hear about the game at Amon Vale. It's Livingston against Hibernian and Brian McLaughlin.
Yeah, Livingston 0, Hibernian 0. The good news is, Richard, the sunshine you obviously said would be hanging around and coming from the M8 to Livingston has arrived, and that's really warmed up the crowd here this afternoon, because the football, I can assure you, hasn't. Livingston, though, did start the brighter. Nottingham came close early on after 12 minutes, 8 yards out. Jojo Wallacott with a decent save down to his right hand side. Hibs, well, took them about half an hour to wake up, and there was a game of football on. Joe Newell had a shot deflected just wide of the right hand post of Shamal George, and Josh Campbell from 25 yards just wide off the other side of the target. Joe Newell then came very, very close. He had Shamal George at full stretch from, again, just outside the 18-yard box, but there's been very little in terms of really good open chances here at Livingston this afternoon, and that's why, Richard, it's been a very short half-time report. It's Livingston 0, Hibernian 0.
Yeah, perhaps not a major surprise, just going through the motions and ticking off fixture 38 for those sides. That's very much not the case, of course, in Dingwall and here in Motherwell. The timeline of the afternoon so far, well, we kicked off, it was County who were 2 points clear in that all-important 10th spot. Simon Murray scored in the 5th minute. They went 4 points clear. Nicky Clark scored to give St Johnstone the advantage here. Back down to 2 points of a lead for County, and then it all changed in the 32nd minute, as Liam told you. Just seconds between two big incidents. Esther Sockler scoring the equaliser for Aberdeen at the very same time as Theo Bair had his penalty saved by Dimitar Mitov. I've seen a clip. It was a clear penalty, just a mad moment from the midfielder. Stuck up his hand, Daniel Phillips. But the penalty was saved, and all of a sudden St Johnstone were ahead on goal difference, and they continue to be so. CDB, of course, giving them a bit more breathing space here. They are doing what they need to do. They're hoping that Ross County will fail to do what they need to do. Dimitar Mitov, incidentally, second penalty save of the season. He stopped one from Ben Dempsey of Ayr United in the Viaplay Cup right at the start of the campaign, and here he is pulling off what could be a huge penalty save against Motherwell on the final afternoon. Let's quickly head back up to Willie. Ross County, will they get off to their absolutely the best possible start, but it sounds like they've been almost on the back foot since?
Yep, Richard, it should have been two actually before Simon Murray magically conjured up the opening goal. It was quite a superb piece of skill from the striker. A little flick over, I think it was McDonald's head to set himself up, and then the ball into the back of the net. It was Jordan White that was put through. Simon Murray, little flick on, just a clearance from the goalkeeper, little flick on. The Aberdeen central defenders, statuesque as Jordan White ran through. Just Kel Roos to beat, but you know, he never looked like it. He never looked confident that he was going to beat the goalkeeper. He threw his leg out at it, and it was quite an easy stop for Kel Roos. And thereafter the first goal, Aberdeen just simply took control of the game. Their midfield have been outstanding. I think Don Cowie's got to think about a change of formation. Three at the back's not working. The midfield's all over the place. You've got Clarkson, McGrath, Shinney and Barron just dominating that area. And the Junior Hoylett out in the left wing, just hugging that touchline, always an outlet as well, dragging one of the centre backs out there too, leaving huge gaps through the middle. So Aberdeen really dominating. Eventually got the benefit of that good work through that goal. Connor Barron did extremely well, but just before that, Leighton Clarkson had a great opportunity down the left hand side. Little dink over Laidlaw, and Laidlaw at full stretch made a magnificent save, and then from the corner, that's when the ball popped out to Barron down the right hand side. Looked as though he had nowhere to go. He had 3 tall central defenders in front of him, but he wriggled his way down the right hand side, going away from goal, managed to reverse pass, a little clip towards that back post, and there was Sockler to head in. So it's been a first half where, yes, the home side started extremely well, but after that first goal went in, Aberdeen has taken control. They've had opportunities, they've got back level, and you know, really Ross County having no impact going forward against Aberdeen. So testing times at half time. Don Cow will be well aware of the result, you know, down in Motherwell. And I think he's just got to change things. He's got to change formation.
Okay, Willie, thank you very much indeed. Let's go quickly to Amy, because there's been late drama. Well, there has been late drama in the SWPL. We will hopefully hear from Amy, but it would appear that Celtic have scored right at the very end. They've scored in the 90th minute of that one. I have no further information at this stage, but with Rangers cruising 4-0 against Partick Thistle and hoping that it was going to be their afternoon, it would appear not. As I said, Amy, you've got late drama.
Late drama indeed, Richard. I can barely hear myself thinking here. This place has just erupted. Amy Gallagher in the 90th minute. I'm sure we've hit 90. It just had to be her. It's her 50th goal contribution of the season across all competitions, and surely she has sealed Celtic's first ever SWPL title. This place is bouncing. The nerves have been jangling. The suspense, the agony was creeping in among the stands. They couldn't believe that a goalless draw seemed to be the end destination, but this side under Elena Speaking, they just never give up. And I don't know if you can hear me. I think you can only hear them behind me. Right now, actually, everyone inside the stand rightfully is rising for Joelle Murray on her 507th appearance. She makes her final bow as Hibernian captain, leader and legend. But today will all be surely about Celtic, who have snatched this title right out of the day.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. We'll confirm that for you just as soon as the final whistle goes, but it looks as if once again final afternoon drama has altered the course of the SWPL 1 title. Incredible. 1-0 for Celtic, 4-0 for Rangers. Glasgow City and Hearts, of course, played earlier. 2-0 win for Glasgow City to round off their campaign. It is goalless at Almond Vale. We'll keep you across that one. It's almost a dead rubber, if you like, in the Premiership this afternoon. Livingston 0, Hibernian 0. The 2 matches that matter, well, once again, we're going to offer you full live commentary throughout the second half. So you've got the choice. If you want to hear the game from Dingwall, but it's Ross County against Aberdeen, that will be live with Ian Auld and Willie Miller. And you'll get that on BBC Radio Scotland Extra, 810 medium wave, and online at bbc.co.uk/sportscotland. The other option is to make sure you're right across all the action from here in Lanarkshire. It is Motherwell against St Johnstone. Alan Preston, Stephen Craigan and Liam McLeod will be bringing you all the action on BBC Radio Scotland 92 to 95 FM, at the app, BBC Sounds, and of course, as ever, online at the website bbc.co.uk/sportscotland.
On digital radio,
FM,
online at BBC Sport Scotland,
your smart speaker,
and BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
Scottish football lives here.
Hello again from Fir Park. Still in the sunshine as the substitutes continue to go through their paces down below us on the pitch, which is, as it has been for a good few years here, absolutely magnificent. And it is St Johnstone who have that 2-0 lead. That's Sidibe goal, just giving them that breathing space. And it was, of course, St Johnstone's 15th successive season in the top flight of Scottish football, which is their longest stint. That beats their previous best of 13 seasons, which they enjoyed between 1963 and 1976, and they've spent 24 of the last 34 campaigns in the top flight. So they're a club that's well used to playing at this level, and Alan Preston, Stephen Craigan watching that. One thing we've had a chance to see during the half-time interval there, and we're getting the second half underway in the next couple of minutes, and it looks as though Motherwell are going to bring Jack Vale on for the second half. But we've had a chance to look at the penalty that was awarded that Theo Bair saw saved by Dimitar Mitov. It was a handball by Dan Phillips. He's a lucky boy, isn't he?
We could see it, obviously. We're 100 yards plus away from it. But when you get to see it on the television, it's a stonewall handball. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why his hand's raised at that level. And he's very, very, very lucky. You know, he's played well, but that's just a madness decision from him. Crazy. But he's got away with it. His keeper's bailed him out. They've got another goal after that, Sidibe, which is great for them. They need to keep going. They really do. And hope that Aberdeen continue to do what Aberdeen can do. And you wouldn't be surprised if Aberdeen go and win that game up there now. But St Johnstone need to keep going. The next goal in this game is vital. If Motherwell get it, nerves and tension for St Johnstone. If St Johnstone get it, they're then going to have to rely on Aberdeen.
Jack Vale has come on for Harry Payton by the looks of things, Stephen.
Yeah, he's been another success story for me, Jack Vale. Really like him. He's aggressive, he's strong, he's quick. I think Theo Bair plays better when he's beside him. He's more of a natural centre forward, or more of a forward thinking player than what the likes of Harry Payton may be as a midfielder. So he gets closer to Theo Bair, so they play well as a partnership. But Stuart will be asking for a little bit more of his players. The second goal they gave away was really soft.
St Johnstone will kick off the second half, shooting south, left to right as we watch in the back of the main stand. The first touch from Dan Phillips, back to McGowan, who goes long up towards the edge of the Motherwell box. Mugabe just knocking it to his central defensive partner Blaney. It's out to this near side. Vale can't control. It's out for a throw-in for St Johnstone in their change colours. Kind of dark navy blue, isn't it, with the purple and lighter blue and the pinstripes down the jerseys. Motherwell in the claret and amber, right to left, shooting towards the Davy Cooper stand. It is Clark knocking it forward, headed away by Mugabe, and then the little turn is a good one from Vale. He drives forward. It's a good challenge by Phillips. Now McPherson for St Johnstone goes down. That's a free kick. It's Kelly in goal for Motherwell. McGinn, Mugabe, Blaney, Gent, Stravkowski, Miller, Nicholson, Spittle, Vale, Bair. For St Johnstone, Mitov in goal. Wright, McGowan, Gordon, Keltons, Phillips and McPherson, Carey, Clark and Smith, and Sidibe. And it's Clark and Sidibe who have the goals. There's the ball forward by McPherson, cut out and cleared by Gent. And the header out to this near side. Carey controls it and rolls it back the way to McPherson, who in turn will go back to Mitov. Not too much Craig Levine and Andy Kirk would have had to say to the players at the break, other than go back out there and just do the same again and we win this football match.
Yeah, they've got to keep doing it though. That's the thing, Liam. You know, here we go again. Sidibe's in.
He's wrestled Gent right hand side, pulls it back to a really poor ball though, and it's cut out pretty easily in the end by Stravkowski round about the penalty spot. And St Johnstone have a man down. It is Sidibe who's stricken on the turf in the box, and the referee is going to stop play to allow attention to the St Johnstone striker who got that all-important second goal just before the break.
See, the thing is, and this has happened before with St Johnstone. 2007 I was up at Dingwall covering Ross County versus Gretna. James Grady scored in the last minute.
Yeah, I remember that.
St Johnstone had won the game at Hamilton and are waiting and thinking, we're promoted, we're there. They're relying on another result today up at Dingwall. It's the same scenario. They're relying on...
Same stadium, yeah.
Exactly.
And they're in Lanarkshire again.
Yeah.
Different venue, but yeah. I remember that well. Incredible to think it's that long ago. And I'm fairly certain I was working at Fir Park that day. It's bringing back all kinds of memories.
I was up at Dingwall with Bill Leckie, I remember it. And when the goal went in, it was like, wow, incredible stuff from James Grady for Gretna to get up.
Well, Sidibe is helped off the pitch. He's walking pretty heavily as he makes his way off the turf, and that will be St Johnstone down to 10 for a spell. He'll be on a drop ball, uncontested, in St Johnstone's favour. It's 2-1 Aberdeen. Jamie McGrath scored, and Aberdeen have come from behind to lead the match in Dingwall, and suddenly the sun is shining all right on St Johnstone Football Club right now. 2-0 up here, and it is 2-1, and now Ross County need to score twice unanswered to save themselves.
St Johnstone need to keep this going. Fans need to get right behind them. They need to keep the tempo up, closing down, working hard. It's warm out there. They need to keep this. Is brilliant for them.
They couldn't have dreamed for a better scenario, could they? First of all, they couldn't have dreamed of the level of performance they've put in, how joined up they are, how disciplined they've been, how organised, what a threat they've carried, but also Aberdeen also winning, puts a perfect position for them.
Stephen, penalty saved, 2 goals. How often have St Johnstone scored twice in a half of football this season?
Not very often.
Exactly.
But you know what, Liam, if you're going to pick a team to play against a team you need to lose, it's Aberdeen at the moment. 4 wins out of 4 since the split. You know, unformed. Peter Leven's done a great job.
That's a brilliant job. He really has. Dave Cormack must lament the Neil Warnock chapter, because if he leaves Leven in charge, they're probably going to be playing European football next season. It is St Johnstone on the ball with Carey. There's a foul though just before that, and a Motherwell player was Spittle. In fact, no, it was Nicholson who went down. That's going to be a free kick to Motherwell, just to the right of the centre circle. Almost 5 into the second half here. St Johnstone 2-0 up, and Aberdeen leading in Dingwall by 2-1. Remains 0-0 in Amon Vale. And if that all stays the same, Aberdeen will finish top of the bottom 6. And Ross County will be playing Raith Rovers in the playoff, and they will be plunged back into that final. And they were looking beaten and relegated, 3-0 down on aggregate with 20 to play of the final last season. And what followed was one of the greatest acts of pickpocketry in Scottish football history. Here come Motherwell, lovely play by Nicholson down the right, that's what he's capable of, gets there before the byline, pulls it back, breaks the pair. He was trying to hook towards goal, it's blocked and then hoofed away by St Johnstone through Jay Wright, all the way into the Motherwell half, where Kelly goes to pick it up on the far side.
They just don't want to drop deeper and deeper though, St Johnstone. If they can, I know it's difficult for them, but they'll just want to try and defend this lead that they've got. If they can nick a third, it would be brilliant.
This is a team that scores plenty as well in Motherwell. Lennon Miller just can't get onto the Spittle ball though. And it was behind for the goal kick for Mitov to take. I mentioned this in the first half, only Celtic and Rangers have scored more goals in home matches this season than Motherwell. So they can score goals in gluts, and we know, Stephen, they've been 2 goals down going into the final couple of minutes of matches this season.
But it's interesting with that, Liam, that their home record isn't great. I think 5 wins out of 18, and if they lose today, 5 wins out of 19, which is really poor, albeit they've scored quite a lot of goals, but the fans haven't seen enough home wins. But what St Johnstone have to be careful of is clock watching, starting to look at the clock and think, and stepping back and giving Motherwell all the impetus. The tactics he had in the first half were perfect. They've got to try and replicate it the second half.
Only the bottom 2 have got poorer home records this season than Motherwell. As Hibs go in front through Mizani Mailida. Well, he's probably been the Hibs bright spot, hasn't he? Yeah.
Well, top goal scorer player of the year coming in January. I've been honest. I know a lot. It's a player of the year awards tonight for Hibs, and a lot of my mates are going and they're saying he's the player of the year. He's only been here 4 months, but he's been brilliant.
He has. He's been a regular goal scorer. Well known from Hertha Berlin. He's on a fair whack, I think, out there, even though they've been in the doldrums in recent seasons. Still paying good wages as Kelly slices the ball out to the far side. He managed to keep that in play. That's really well done by Sam Nicholson. Didn't look like he was going to be able to do that, and he's managed to keep it in play. Finds Miller in field. Miller on the turn and back to McGinn. McGinn then across the halfway line.
Sadibi's been brilliant.
Yeah, he's pinched it back off him, and now Carey switches the play out to the right, and it's controlled eventually by Matty Smith. Rolls it back onto halfway for Wright, and then he goes back to McGowan. And if St Johnstone played like this every week, they would not be in the hole that they've been in. And there's a chance through for Sadibi. Is he onside though? He's through one-on-one. McGabby pinches it off him. He dilly-dallied on it and no flag. So it looks as though he was onside there. That was a chance to put this game to bed on 53 minutes. Well, stays 2-0.
That's that ruthless nature you're talking about. He's been proactive, he's got a good instinct, but when opportunities are presented to you, you've got to be clinical. Go and put the game to bed.
Motherwell in possession here with Mugabe. Rolls it out to the right-hand side for McGinn. Down the line for Nicholson. Nicholson then on the far side. Plays it to the right-hand side, and the cross is poor from Jack Vale. And it will remain here 2-0 to St Johnstone.
What a chance that was though for Sidibe. You know, a natural finish. He's tirelessly working. Honestly, he's worked his socks off, but he's not a natural finisher. And you can see that there. He's got time, he goes through, another player will go through and smash it into the back of the net, and that would have been game over. Long way back for Motherwell then. While it's still 2, he's still in a precarious position.
He's led the line brilliantly, hasn't he?
Magnificent.
His work rate tracking back, nicking things off the Motherwell midfield, allowing his team then to break forward, but also running in behind and upsetting Blaney, upsetting Bevis McGabby. He's been terrific, he really has.
Ross County needs some serious disequilibrium between now and full time to avoid the playoff now. They need to beat Aberdeen, and there's a VAR check and a possible third goal for Aberdeen as well ongoing at the moment. Bringing news of that when we get it. Ross County's troubles might be about to get worse, and their fate and hopes are all in the hands of a Motherwell team that are trailing by 2-0. And Sidibe's pinched it back off Blaney. Here he goes, right hand side. He's checked his run though, and it's a good recovery by Zdravkovsky, and out it goes for a throw-in on this near side. Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 2.
It just buys them time though, winning that ball, taking it up the park. They can slow the game down, take the pace out of it, get a bit of breath back, organise, make sure you're goal side.
I think from this moment, I can't see Motherwell getting back in the game. You know, there's some nice play, they're moving it well, but they just don't have the oomph. You know, you're talking about the need and the want. It's a real need for St Johnstone. Everything about their play has been very, very good. Motherwell, they know it's rolling towards the end of the season, and they're just not making any headway.
No, it's been a poor performance, but again, there's nothing riding on it really for them.
How's the VAR check going? How's it taking so long?
It's still going by all accounts.
For an offside?
Sounds like an offside, yeah. It sounds like a tight offside call. It stays 2-1. That goal's been disallowed for offside. So it remains 2-1 Aberdeen and Dingwall. Free kick to St Johnstone here, deep in their own half on this near side.
I think that's soft. McGowan goes down, a little bit of pressure from Bear. Referee gives St Johnstone a foul.
I don't understand the 5-second delay. You either give the free kick on first contact, you don't allow Theo Bear to get the ball and start driving forward, and then give the foul. Well, it's a little bit of indecision from Colin Stephen, I have to say.
Well, this has been quite the afternoon for the St Johnstone supporters so far. As I said, someone told me before the game they'd only sold around 50 tickets for this one before the Ross County game in the week, as that long ball towards Sidibe comes right through to Liam Kelly, which, I mean, they've come down from Perth in terrific numbers at the top tier of the South Stand there. Good few hundred of them.
I think the tickets were sold after the equalising goal. I think it was after the game.
Was it you told me?
It was me that told you. Tickets were sold after the game because there was something on it.
Incredible stuff. Here's Vale for Motherwell though. Miller to Spittle. There's an advantage there. Vale had gone down. It's out wide left. Gent gets the cross ball in. Split to the back post, headed down. Chance! Blocked! Another chance! Oh, blocked again!
Gordon!
Liam Gordon, wow! Twice Motherwell had opportunities. Bear had the first one. Was it Miller who had the second attempt?
Yeah.
And both blocked heroically by St Johnstone defenders. You just sense it's their day here. It's 2-0 to St Johnstone. They survived a penalty, and that there looked for all the money, as though Motherwell were getting right back into this.
That is putting your body on the line. Liam Gordon playing a captain's role there. You think he's just going to smash into the back of the net, and he comes from nowhere, throws his body in there, and it deflects just over the bar from about 3 yards.
It was Esther Sockler who had that goal disallowed, by the way. By all accounts, Junior Hoylett ripping things up in Dingwall. And a quick check for a possible penalty, but by the time they'd announced it, Colin Stephen was already signalling for play on. The corner comes in, and it's drifted away, and Sidibe goes after it in the near side, and he wins the throw-in off Zdravkovsky on this near side. We played 58 here at Fir Park. They are slightly ahead of us in Dingwall with the stoppage time, the delays, the water break in the first half. So it remains 2-0 St Johnstone here and 2-1 to Aberdeen in Dingwall. Hibs 1-0 up at Ammanvale against relegated Livingston.
You think of that last attack, Motherwell actually had 3 chances. The first cross in, Sam Nicholson, I thought should have went for a goal, pulled it back. Theo Bear has the one blocked, Lennon Miller has the one blocked. You talk about fighting for the cause and defending your box and being resolute. Everything epitomised there from St Johnstone.
throw in here. Dre Wright bowls it forward, looking for Sidibe. Comes off the head and breaks to the right hand side. Blaney, it's now with Sidibe on this near side. Mugabe for company, and Mugabe hooks it up the line. Only as far as Dre Wright plays it forward, and there's a good little spin there by Smith. Driving forward, Gent gets between the man and the ball, but then gives it straight to Carey in his own box. Sidibe, it's a great ball, and it almost fell to Clark. Really important defending by Sam Nicholson of all people at this near post. Corner given to St Johnstone, 59 on the clock. Motherwell 0, Saints 2.
Sidibe again involved. You know, just the one that was thrown up to him there, he flicks it on and then chases it and wins it and causes Mugabe all sorts of concern. Then the ball's eventually played back to him, he whips it in. Clark makes a good front post run. Nice tackle by Nicholson there to clear it away.
Corner on this near side. And it's Carey, left-footed, in the near post. It breaks to the 6-yard area, almost fell for McPherson, up into the air. Motherwell clear. Phillips does brilliantly to head it back out to this near side for Carey. 2 Motherwell players around him. He's going to win the corner and settle for that, given the situation there. Knocking on the hour at Fir Park. Those 2 first-half goals of St Johnstone in this relatively comfortable position. A third goal. There's no way back for Motherwell, you feel. Carey will take this one. Another in-swinger with that cultured left foot of his. It's poor this
well, you give him the build-up. Cultured left foot right out the park.
Right out the park, or reverse side of the goal frame. That's what happens, you see. Hour played then. Long ball. Motherwell come forward. It's headed back the way by Vale to Bear, midway inside the St Johnstone half. Side foot ball out to Lennon Miller, who plays it infield, and McGinn, and then Spittle for Bear. Tried to find Spittle, but Clark can sweep clear for Saints. Picked up by Kelly. First time ball to this near side for Blaney. And he chips it from the left touchline to the right of the centre circle for McGinn. Takes a touch, fires it out to the right hand side for Nicholson. Now it's with Miller, tries to cross, cut out by Gordon, and out for a throw-in. And those 2 blocks were sensational. I mean, you're struggling to beat Scott Brown's 2 blocks for Wraith Rovers the other night against Partick Thistle, but those 2 could be so crucial. Here's a chance for Motherwell, though. They're in the box. Miller to the edge of it for Spittle. Lovely spin and turn onto the left foot. Shoots, blocked by McGowan this time. And a corner would have been very interesting to see where that was going to land.
Well, see, I'm wondering if this will be checked for a handball, because McGowan's like, it's a corner, and points straight out, it's a corner. Hopefully it's not
a sign of a guilty man, you think?
Yeah, hopefully it's not come off his hand.
It doesn't look like it. I think the corner, there's no sign of the referee taking any kind of advisement from Nick Walsh as the corner comes in. There's a header from McGinn and saved by Mitov, who holds on. A little bit more power, and that might have got past the Bulgarian. It's Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 2, and it sounds as though there's more drama in Dingwall, and Aberdeen have had Angus MacDonald sent off, and Ross County have a penalty.
Incredible.
Oh, amazing. Well, if that goes in and it's 2-2, Ross County are going to be chucking everything at Aberdeen. A draw's not enough for Ross County right now. It is not enough for them because of the goal difference. And here come Motherwell, left-hand side, it's Bear. Nicholson's at the back post area. Bear chops onto his right side, dinks it back to Spittle, takes a touch, drops the shoulder and shoots and hits the post! And it bounces off the frame and back into the grateful gloves of Dimitar Mitov. It stays Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 2, but there's been enough in the last 5 minutes to suggest this game's maybe not quite over yet.
Said that, the next goal, whoever gets it, if Motherwell gets game on, and brilliant play. Good pick out from Theo Bear, wonderful control by Spittle, and he fakes the shoot, cuts inside onto his left foot, and then smacks it off the post and back into Mitov's hands.
Sometimes you know when it's your day. So many things have gone for St Johnstone, and I'm sure Craig Levein will tell you so many things have gone against them up to this point, but all their luck seems to be coming on the one day. Wow, incredible football.
Let's get news of changes for both sides. Kerridine.
Yeah, Moses Abiy coming on for Motherwell, and Callum Butcher as well. Andy Considine coming on for St Johnstone. It's all happening right in front of me on the halfway line here.
Well, changes being made. Bringing use of that penalty as soon as we get it. They're still checking with VAR apparently. So Considine comes on. And Craig Levein shoring things up there, Alan.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's going to a back five now. Gray right wing back, Kelton's wing back. And then he's got Considine, Gordon, McGowan as a 3 centre halves.
Penalty decision's been upheld. The red card decision upheld. Penalty Ross County. Aberdeen currently leading 2-1 but down to 10 men now. And County convert that. It's a very different last half hour at both games, or 25 minutes.
You said there's no drama in Scottish football. Incredible stuff again.
It's over on the right hand side with Motherwell in possession. McGinn and then Butcher, who's just on, shifts it to Blaney on this near side. Motherwell have begun to take a little bit of a stranglehold on the game. Well, they've done everything but score.
They have, but and what Craig's now decided to do with 25 minutes to go is defend. He's taken off a forward-thinking player. When forwards are on, Nicky Clark gets you up the park. What he's doing now is he's saying, I'm throwing another centre-half on and I'm just going to see this through defending. He's now got no outball, really. He's got Sidibe, but he doesn't have a partner now.
I think there's been too many opportunities in the last 10 minutes. Cross balls into the box, Motherwell making first contact. They've been under the cosh, so I think it makes sense to bring another central defender on just to plug that gap.
Stravkowski on the right-hand side. Still no news from Dingwall as yet. Commentary of that on 810 medium wave extra and digital. We're here at Fir Park.
The amount of time it's taken for that VAR and penalty to be taken this game might finish before the one up there now.
It's Nyan Danda scored it. Scored a penalty, a crucial penalty to get County relatively back into that playoff final last season. It's 2-2. And I was about to say Kelleroos, I think, saved one penalty in his Aberdeen career. So St Johnstone and their supporters a little bit more nervous now. 25 still to play by the time McDonald was sent off in Dingwall, by the way. And it is 1-1 at Ammonvale between Livingston and Hibernian, as Motherwell pick up just outside the penalty area. It's shifted out wide left for Gent. Gent trying to cross in. It's cut out by Smith and out for a throw into Motherwell on this near side down by the corner flag.
There's just so many St Johnstone jerseys in the box, and Motherwell look up to cross it. They can't, because there's 5 or 6 jerseys just waiting to go and head it clear. They're not going to budge. They're going to batten down the hatches. They're going to sit deep and try and frustrate, see this game through.
The cross in from Gent. Mitov had to pat it over his bar. It was sailing towards him. He didn't know if it was going underneath or not, so he puts it over for a corner to Motherwell.
A good goalkeeping. He watches it. Gent doesn't mean that. That's a cross, not a shot. The keeper backtracks and pushes it over the bar. But the pressure is relentless now from Motherwell.
Right. It is 2-2 in Dingwall. Aberdeen, though, down to 10 men. St Johnstone with a 2-0 lead. Motherwell with a corner, and it comes in. Mitov beats it away. Taken down by Vale on the edge of the box. Out to Spittle. In comes the cross. An opportunity here, perhaps. It's going to be rifled clear by Liam Gordon. Up towards the left-hand side. Sidibe's going to get onto it. That's a bit of a bonus for Gordon. Sidibe fancies his chances, changing pace. Support arriving in the middle, but he's going to lose it before he's able to be in a position to try and find Dre right in the box.
Phillips.
And it's cleared up to halfway.
Miscontrol by Phillips.
It was.
Sidibe there just got to keep the ball and wait on people getting up. Dre Wright's bust a gut. Now Dre's well out of position.
Here come Motherwell down the left. Jack Vale rolls it to Theo Bair, level with the penalty spot. It's on his right side. Low ball in field. Little flip back by McGinn. Opportunity here perhaps. Spittle has at the edge of the box. Got it from Stravkowski. Out to Sam Nicholson. First time right foot cross comes in. Headed away by Gordon. St Johnstone hanging on a bit here. They are 2-0 up though. At the moment it's enough to ensure Premiership football next season. Another Ross County goal completely changes it though. Considine clears with the left foot.
Can't get out now, St Johnstone.
Forward by Blaney. Gent's cross and Mitov holds on the 6-yard line, and it stays Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 2. But there's still 22 minutes left in these two games.
And again, it doesn't matter what happens here, it's what happens up the road. You know, really, that's the one. Aberdeen or St Johnstone need to hang on.
Yeah, but the changes Craig Levein has made has impacted the game because they're sitting deep. Alan's right, they can't get up the pitch. They've only got 4 across midfield now, so Motherwell have an overload in midfield, they're dictating the ball. However, they've got plenty of bodies in the box. Motherwell is a real reluctance to cross it into the box because you've got McGowan, you've got Gordon, you've got Considine, 3 bears who just want to go and head the ball.
Another drink break, is it?
Yes, well, it looked as though, yeah, that is exactly what's happening here. So just beyond the end of the third quarter of the match, and the players are getting a little bit of a rest here. I'm not sure if they're doing this in Dingwall, so that might just sway the balance back this game's way with regards to which one is going to finish first or last. And the sets of players come over. Motherwell 2-0 down, but they're looking much more like themselves just in the last 10 minutes or so. Stuart Kettlewell will be a lot more pleased with what he's seen. He's down there with Stevie Frail. 21 minutes left here. And those 2 first half goals from Clark and Sidibe, and that Meathoff penalty save have seen Johnstone 2-0 up. But if Ross County win the game against Aberdeen this afternoon, that's it. It's all in their hands. That's what happened. Although Sidibe rescued a point the other night, it meant St Johnstone came into this knowing that they can do what they like here. Their fate is in the lap of the gods.
But you know what, I hope they don't, but if they do end up playing, and if they play like this, I think they beat Raith Rovers over 2 legs, but they need to play like this. And this performance, this kind of performance, has been few and far between this season with St Johnstone.
Free kick Motherwell, just 10 yards from the near side touchline. Spittle rolls it back into his own half for Butcher. Out to McGinn over there on the far side, and he finds Butcher. And then out to Blaney, forward to Gent, midway inside St Johnstone territory. Square ball in field for Davor Zdravkovski, and into his own half for Butcher. Butcher with Sidibe snapping away at his heels, manages to shift it out to the right hand side. And it's Jack Vale out to Spittle on this left flank. Back to Blaney, now Spittle. St Johnstone trying to hold firm here. Things could go horribly wrong for them now all of a sudden, any time at all. Difficult for them to just focus on their job, which is protecting this 2-0 lead. And Zdravkovski on the far side. Short ball to Vale, to Zdravkovski, back to Vale. Slips it through right hand side of the box for Spittle. Gets there before it hits the byline, pulls it back to the penalty spot. But Smith's there for St Johnstone, and the clearance completed by Cammy McPherson up towards the halfway line, where Motherwell will pick it back up with Blaney. It's all Motherwell right now, Stephen.
It is, but they can't break through. It's so congested. St Johnstone have so many jerseys behind the ball, so many players, really disciplined, compact. There's not a lot of space, and Motherwell don't want to cross it because they know there's too many central defenders in there to go and head it, so they're trying to score the perfect goal.
It's McPherson. He's just losing out to Ebai, who's not long on, and it's moved out to this near side for Gent. Gent down the left for Vale. He's level with the St Johnstone penalty spot. Back to Gent, trying to find space to cross. Wright trying to close him down. It's forced back the way. Gent rolls it into the midfield. Zdravkovski for Butcher. Butcher then forward to Spittle. He's lost out to Dan Phillips, who can slips Sidibe away down the left. Motherwell have plenty back here though. Sidibe's going to try and take on Paul McGinn, who reacts really well, and he puts it out for a throw into Saints over on the far side.
Well, it's good play by Sidibe as well, just takes the pressure off. The team's up 60-70 yards, they've got a throw in at the edge of the Motherwell box. Sidibe's down injured. You wouldn't imagine he can last much longer, the amount of running he's done. And you think Kimpioka, Jessamy, one of these lads.
Well, right on cue, Alan, let's go to Keredin.
Yeah, they're going to make that change. Benjamin Kimpioka is stripped and ready to come on. I'm assuming, is it going to be for Sidibe? If it will be, if he can't get up.
It will be Keredin, because that's the formation they're playing now. Swap one for another. Sidibe off, Kimpioka on. They've been excellent. Sidibe, honestly, this is as good as I've seen him play since he's come to St Johnstone. His work rate, yes, his finishing at times lets him down, but his work rate and his endeavour, everything about him has been terrific today, apart from his finishing. He had a chance to end the game, Stephen.
St Johnstone needed a trigger today. They needed someone to grab the game and someone to really inspire people around about them, and I think his work rate and his energy has been that one. He's really carried the team and drove them up the pitch.
Moses Ibayi up front for Motherwell, Stephen, hasn't really been able to make much of an impact. He was a late arrival in the winter window, scored once against Dundee at Dens. What have you made of him? Does he give them a decent option?
Well, today's a hard game to judge him on because it's so congested. You know, it's very difficult for him. I think he's got another year, hasn't he? I think he's signed for 18 months. So
yeah,
we'll probably see the best of him next season. Jack Veal's been doing quite well, playing in behind. Blair Spittle's been playing in there. So he's really struggled to get into the team. But clearly Stuart Kettlewell has watched enough from him to think we can make him better. Like Theo Bear, project we can make him better for next season. And fingers crossed he can.
A reminder, it's kind of all eyes on Dingwall at the moment. If you want to listen to that game, it's on BBC Radio Scotland, Extra 810 medium wave. And on digital, obviously, we're online at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland as well, as usual. 2-2 it is there. A Ross County goal will send St Johnstone into the playoff position. No matter what they do here, they can win here 10-0. If Ross County win that game, it will be St Johnstone who will go to Starks Park on Thursday, with the return at McDermott a week today. As it stands right now, that's Ross County who will be taking on Wraith Rovers over the two legs. Going to be a St Johnstone free kick, wide in the left, McPherson over it. They're still in command here. Motherwell 0, Saints 2, heading towards the final 15 minutes. But if you're a St Johnstone fan right now, it is a nail-biter. McPherson to take, a yard or so infield from that east stand side touchline. In it comes. Good decisive header away by McGinn. St Johnstone have it. Chipped into the box by Keltons. Might break here to Ryan McGowan. I think that's come off a hand there. That might well be a penalty. Ref's got offside. The flag up, but it's off for offside.
Oh. Upset looked offside. It was Paul McGinn that won the header, but the St Johnstone player trying to empty the box was in behind him.
Yeah, I don't think this is done yet.
No, neither do I.
I think there's another sting in the tail coming somewhere along the line. Whether it's Motherwell scoring a couple of late goals here, as they have done this season, or whether it's Ross County finding a winner against 10-man Aberdeen. This is Jack Vale. He's wanted too long on it though, and he's had it nicked back off him by Kimpioka, and it's now run forward by Smith. He took ages to release the pass. He was challenged, and the tackles actually ended up at the feet of Kimpioka, who rolls it back into his own half for Dre Wright.
I think he's done. Smith, I think.
Smith's gone down, and Carey's passed it out the pitch to allow attention to Smith.
Problem is, I think it might be cramped.
Well, there is more movement on the bench. It's for Motherwell though, Keradine.
Yep, they're going to the bench once again. Mark Ferry coming on, and it looks like it's going to be a double substitution as well, as Stuart Kettlewell, who's been a bundle of energy away to my left, just goes to his charge sheet as well. And Luca Ross coming on for the last 15 minutes here.
Yeah, and Stephen's always good. You get these young guys on, give them action, and it's something they'll enjoy coming on for the last 10-15 minutes of the season.
But Stuart's been adamant in the build-up to the last 4 or 5 games that the players have to earn the right during the week to get a chance. So there's nothing sentimental about it. The players have obviously worked hard and trained hard to give themselves opportunities. And with young players, you want to let them taste it and smell it and see what it's all about, and come back in pre-season hungry, ready to go.
And the thing is, if you're good enough, you'll play. Lennon Miller's had his breakthrough season this time around. So another couple of academy graduates must look at Lennon Miller and think, we want a slice of that action.
Absolutely, 100%.
Going to break into the midfield for St Johnstone. It's McPherson who finds Carey, who goes for an ambitious, audacious effort from 30 yards. And he drags it wide with the left foot. Goal kick Motherwell, though 2-0 St Johnstone. And still 2-2 in Dingwall, 1-1 in Livingston, who are hosting Hibs.
That's the one up in Dingwall's the one we're all waiting on.
I know, I wish we had a feed of the game so we could watch what's going on there.
Because that's it, you don't know, are they putting the pressure on? You would think so, we have down to 10
The
men.
listeners can find out, because they can slip over to medium wave and extra if they want to. St Johnstone doing their bit. Here come Motherwell. It's a long ball forward, bare heads down. And it breaks the way of Dre Wright by a Smith. Wright clears. It's the beauty of radio and having the two frequencies. These end of season days, whether it's for titles or to decide relegation issues, playoffs, it's just magnificent. You can't beat that. Sports Sound covering everything, as we will with the playoffs, both legs. Wraith Rovers, as it stands against Ross County. As it stands, It is Shane Blaney in the centre circle, moving it out to Gent on the near side, clips it with the outside of the left over ahead of Wright. Now it's with Jack Vale. Vale getting away from Wright. Kimpioka wins it back. It's good work by the forward. Now he's driving away. Rides a couple of challenges. He's driving across halfway now.
Run him!
Benjamin Kimpioka. He's got options right and left now. They're desperately trying to get up there, but he's delayed too long, and Jack Vale redeems the situation, and Motherwell have it back. Almost on 79. Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 2. Ross County 2, 10-man Aberdeen 2.
What a chance for Kimpioka. Just knock it by the last defender. He does brilliant as well.
And I think the one player he wanted to be against was Callum Butcher.
Yeah.
That's when you know you'll probably have the legs on him. See, just on a side note, I mean, I think Paul McGinn's been terrific this afternoon. He's had a terrific season. Heading to the Euros when you're struggling for a right back and you've got plenty of experience. Wood, he's a name that's not been mentioned at all. I just wonder.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. And Chris Cadden's been getting a mention. So if Chris Cadden's getting a mention, surely Paul McGinn should get a mention. Of course, Paul McGinn has been capped in Austria. Played with his brother.
736 announced St Johnstone fans.
That's a really good attendance.
Yep.
There's only about 50 tickets sold, Stephen was telling us. Offside goes up on the far side against Motherwell, and St Johnstone are 10 minutes plus stoppages away from a victory. And Ross County, Aberdeen, they're around about the same time, I think. And Dingwall, 2 apiece there. That's not enough for Ross County. They'll be going back into the playoff final. I mean, they used up so much good fortune 12 months ago. You can't surely rely on that this time around. The implosion of Partick Thistle was quite astonishing. Of course, St Johnstone were in the playoff the season before, saved themselves against Cali Thistle. Goodness knows what the future holds for Inverness. Scottish Cup finalists last season, been in the top 2 divisions for a couple of decades. They're going to be celebrating the 30th anniversary of the amalgamation as well. The 2 clubs, it wasn't something that went down brilliantly with everyone, but they will be playing League One football next season, and Hamilton Accies up as well to the Championship, and Barton up to League One, and Stranraer saved themselves their SPFL status yesterday as well. If you haven't heard it, the Stranraer commentary of that is quite something. I think Norwegian style from 1981, they listed all these East Kilbride celebrities. Lorraine Kelly, Ali McCoy, the whole works.
Brilliant.
Here's a chance for Dre Wright to lift it high over the bar, and that will be a goal kick to Motherwell. Still 2-0, but the St Johnstone fans must be spending more time on their phones than they are watching the action on the pitch here. And the Saints players have done their bit. Both goals coming in the first half from Clark and Sidibe. And it's that goal in stoppage time from Sidibe that is making this a relatively calm situation for them. Motherwell have had their chances, and if they score now, it could make all the difference. Long ball for Bear. McGowan gets there first and puts it out for a corner. He's claiming offside, and the linesman over on the far side, Alan Mulvaney, agrees, and that will be a free kick to Saints.
Yeah, 8 minutes to go, plus what's added on. There'll be a fair bit of time, I would imagine. But it's all for them to do now.
I feel as if this game's just drifting towards a conclusion. Motherwell, I don't think they've got enough in them, haven't shown enough really in the last 10-15 minutes to make any impact in this 2-goal lead. And St Johnstone are just wanting to get to the full-time whistle because all their focus is up the A9 in Dingwall.
Well, it certainly is. It is a long ball forward for Saints, going to be hooked clear by Georgie Gent. It's now in the centre circle. Breaks to Spittle. And rolls it to McGinn. McGinn takes it forward up towards the halfway line. Into Saints territory he goes. Turns it back the way though to Blaney. Out to Vale on the left. His fellow Blackburn low knee down the touchline if he wants him. Instead, he turns it into the centre circle for Butcher, who rolls it out to that far side. Motherwell trying to find a goal that will potentially set up the grandstand finish. Luca Ross down there, and the free kick's given to the home team. They're going to have a chance to load the box here. 7 minutes of the 90 left. St Johnstone with a 2-goal cushion. Free kick to be taken by Spittle. Into the box it comes, the Saints box, headed away by Considine. A little touch forward by Spittle, finds Stravkowski on the far side. And then, Ross. And then out to the right-hand side for McGinn. Level with the penalty spot. Back to Ross, clips it in with the right foot. He's way too close to Mitov, who holds on, and it stays 2-0 to Sainties.
Yeah, you just need to see this out and hope for the best up in Dingwall. But you can see them, they're getting deeper and deeper, but Stephen rightly said it's now a flat 5 basically. They're just defending, try to see this through.
But they've nullified Motherwell's threat.
Yeah.
That changes shape. The game isn't fluent anymore. It's a bit stop-start, it's scrappy. It's not pleasing on the eye, but Craig Levein doesn't mind. With 2 goals up, he's earned the right to do that in this game, not in a whole lot of games, but certainly in this one. And any threat Motherwell has been nullified.
Header back to his goalkeeper by Blaney. And it will be Liam Kelly to pop it out to that right-hand side for Paul McGinn. We'll bring you news as soon as we get it of anything that happens late on in Dingwall. It's been a dramatic afternoon. Is there to be one last chapter written in the Premiership season? Georgie Gent on this near side. Rolls it back onto the halfway line for Blaney. Blaney then into the centre circle for Butcher. Out to the right-hand side. McGinn goes ahead of him.
Not catching that.
A poor ball from Ross. And it goes behind for the goal kick, and it stays Motherwell 0. St Johnstone 2 on 85. It does not look as though Motherwell have got the wherewithal to cause St Johnstone any stress on the pitch here. It's about what's going to happen in Dingwall as Ross County try and press to find a winning goal that completely changes this.
Yeah, this game's all but done. And I think the St Johnstone back 4 then, now back 5 now, has coped with Theo Bair very, very well. You know, a guy in form, scoring goals. He's not really had a sniff. That penalty was really disappointing far up for him.
Long ball forward is cut out of Smith going down. Yeah, free kick St Johnstone, right hand side of the pitch, midway inside Motherwell territory.
Just need to see it, you know, take your time. No centre halves are now going forward, and rightly so. Just keep the ball, take it short, keep it.
Yeah, they're taking their time over this.
Well, they're going forward. Craig's letting them go forward now.
Well, the current situation and what we've got left is the difference for the St Johnstone players between going on holiday tomorrow or preparing for a playoff. Here's Carey down this near side. He's got the Gareth Bale style bun in his hair these days. And he's trying to hold off a couple of Motherwell players as he tries to either find a way through or at least run the clock down. Motherwell gang up on him and get it clearance out for a Motherwell throw-in eventually off one of the St Johnstone defenders.
You can't help but think whichever side comes out the wrong end of the result this afternoon, it's going to be a major blow for them. I mean, if Ross County scored now and ended up staying up, the body language of the St Johnstone players thinking, oh, we've done our best, we've put on a brilliant performance, and it hasn't come to fruition, whereas Ross County having the extra man, 2-2, all in their hands.
I was in Kilmarnock a year ago when Ross County played their final match, and they just didn't turn up in that game, didn't look bothered that they were going into the playoff. A different story today, perhaps. It's McGinn clipping it forward for Motherwell. Bair giving chase, can't get there, headed out by Liam Gordon. Those incredible blocks earlier on. They've rode their luck at times today, Saints, there's no doubt about it. The penalty save and the blocks, to talk about goal-saving blocks in the second half. Second from Liam Gordon as Kimpioka tries to get them up the pitch here. Roll back the way to McPherson, gets it into the path of Graham Carey, right hand side, loads of space. Kimpioka wants it ahead of him. Carey's on the left hand side, he decides to shoot, blocked. Still a chance here, right though, can't find Kimpioka. A poor ball by Dre Wright, and he's getting dogs abuse from Craig Levein and Andy Cart down below us. That was a chance to finish this game. It looks like they're going to win it anyway, but 3-0 means they can cruise home to the 3 points.
Let's have a go at Kimpioka as well.
I think because Graham Carey had ran forward and the ball broke into this channel, Kimpioka just started walking, and I think very politely they're asking him to try and track back and get back behind the ball.
They're into stoppage time in Dingwall, and the stoppage time that's been allocated is 9 minutes.
This takes me back, I'm telling you now, the 2007.
9 minutes of stoppage time. We've got a minute and a half of regulation time to play here at Fir Park. St Johnstone's still 2-0 up. They're surely going to win this game, but is it going to be enough? Can Ross County find a winner in the closing stages against the 10 men? It's remaining 2-2 in Dingwall. And it's going to be a ball down on this near side for Motherwell. Right down by the corner flag. I can't see who's taking the throw in because of the disabled section roof just down to our right. The clock is ticking down on Ross County up in the Highlands, 185 miles from here, and it is they who have it in their own hands. They've hit the post apparently, Ross County. Well, there you go. I'm being kept up to date with developments in Dingwall. And Ross County have hit the woodwork, and if they score, it will be St Johnstone into the playoffs to face Ian Murray's Wraith Rovers. The Saints have done all they can today. An excellent first half performance. They've had to grind it out in the second half. 4 minutes apparently being added on here. I can't see Motherwell scoring once, let alone twice in the stoppage time. It's been a disappointing end to the season for them. But they at least don't have the stress of what St Johnstone are going through. So when the final whistle goes here, there's still going to be a few minutes left in Dingwall. So your nerves can stand it, Saints fans.
Honestly, this is one where you just want to put the mic down and just listen to the game at Dingwall. This is incredible.
Well, you can do that in 4 minutes' time.
It's mad, Stephen. Honestly, you think you work all this time and it's going to come down to the final 4 minutes of the season.
Incredible. When we wrap up here and we're into the first of the 4 minutes that were added on, as soon as we wrap up, we will cross to the guys in Dingwall and get the final few minutes of that one. So you don't need to move. If you're tuned in here on Sports Sound, we will go straight to Dingwall when Colin Stephen blows for full time. As it stands, Ross County are going into the playoffs. Blaney rolls it back to his goalkeeper Kelly. It's been a heroic St Johnstone performance today, but it could go so wrong for them at any given moment. Motherwell on the right hand side, up the line. I think Stevie May's coming on for the closing stages of this, and it is Motherwell in possession with Jack Vale rolling it out to this near side for Blaney. Less than 3 minutes now left of the stoppage time. Spittle for Motherwell switches the play over to the right hand side. Ross with the ball, it's a good one, and the header is not too far away at all, albeit it didn't look as though Mitov was too worried about it as Ibai threw himself at it well past the left hand post.
Matty Smith, I would imagine, he's knackered.
Well, they put so much into this, haven't they, these St Johnstone players?
They've been brilliant, honestly, to a man. I think epitomised by Sidibe with his effort. Everyone else has joined in from then. It's been wonderful. Dre Wright, got to give him a mention. He's been out 4 months. He's played 3 games in a week. Absolutely shattered. Centre halves have controlled. Theo Bair, a man in form. Middle of the park, Spittle's been excellent for Motherwell. The good season. I think Phillips and McPherson have been brilliant in there.
Yeah, if they played like this every week, they wouldn't be sitting here waiting nervously, hoping Ross County don't score.
Correct.
1-1 at Ammon Vale. Livingston Hibs, looks like they're closing out the season with a draw. Here it is 2-0 to Saints. Ross County 2, Aberdeen 2. The Dons down to 10. As that's bowled back by Gent to his goalkeeper. Kelly then turns it out to that right hand side. There's Luca Ross. Motherwell playing the season out in possession, but not really doing too much with it. It's a long ball forward, it's headed away by Keltons, and out it goes for a Motherwell throw in over on that far side. There is just over a minute left here at Fir Park. Remember, 9 were added at Victoria Park. Throw in for Motherwell, taken short infield, and then the cross ball comes in from McGinn, headed away by Considine. Motherwell pick up in the midfield. St Johnstone almost there. The 3 points are there for them. They will be winning this match. Is it going to be enough? Or is it going to be ripped away from them right at the death? Down the right-hand side come Motherwell. It's not a great ball. It's cleared by Considine. Blaney battling for it. Still Motherwell battling, and it's Bear to Spittle. Left-hand side. Gent! Goal, Motherwell! Ibai scores! Mitov could do nothing about it. I think that's come too late, though. I make it. There's only 20 seconds left. Ibai knocks home his second goal in Claret and Amber. It's Motherwell 1, St Johnstone 2. But they need another one to save Ross County.
Well, you just wonder with that substitution that Stevie made, does that add another 30 seconds on? Just to add to the pressure that's going on.
Well, there's a VAR check for this one to see if Ibai's offside, I think.
Well, I think is it the ball changing?
Oh, he's changing the ball, but they flashed up there was a check. But Ibai with the goal.
I see Craig Levine was going mad that again, he was going Kimpioka for losing the ball at the edge of his own box.
I don't think there's enough time for Motherwell to find an equaliser.
Graham Carey's
he's just going to hammer this.
He's going to hit this over the bar.
Graham Carey's going to, the most blatant time wasting of the season, blasts it out. It's like a rugby team trying to kick it in the touch in the closing seconds. He's booted it out as far as he could get it down by the corner flag. We're well into 5th minute of stoppage time. Long ball for Motherwell. Ibai takes it down. Good challenge, Phillips. Carey gets onto it. He's nicked it through to Kimpioka. Kimpioka with a chance. He plays it straight at Liam Kelly. He holds on. Here come Motherwell. No, that's it. It's all over. St Johnstone have won by 2 goals to 1. Nicky Clark and Sidibe with the goals in the first half. The late consolation doesn't matter from Ibai. Let's cross straight to Dingwall because a Ross County goal changes things completely. As it stands, St Johnstone are safe. Willie Miller, Ian Alden, Dingwall.
It's a knock or a strain. If it's a strain, that's a dreadful position to have a strain, that front thigh. And he's suffering badly there.
And we welcome listeners from FM here to Dingwall. But it's Ross County 2, Aberdeen 2. And we're into 9 minutes of stoppage time as Josh Sims breaks away down the left-hand side for Ross County. Sims has got support from Eli King. In towards King. Now Danda, 20 yards from the Aberdeen goal. King with the cross. Taken down by Roos, and he'll sit down with the ball and clutch it into his chest to run down the clock. Another opportunity for Ross County there to attack and put some real pressure on and get that winner. But to no avail, Willie.
No, it's a final pass, it's a final ball. Listen, they have been unlucky. Nightingale struck the woodwork on 2 occasions. You know, particularly the header. I thought the header was an excellent header, but just, you know, clipping off the top of the crossbar. And the second half has been really good for Ross County. Okay, Angus MacDonald's got himself sent off.
Oh, here's King with the ball into the box. Out comes Keller Roos on his 6-yard line to claim when Simon Murray was waiting for it. And again, Roos catching well, taking all the pressure off his side. Incidentally, it has finished at Fir Park. Motherwell 1, St Johnstone 2. So no doubt St Johnstone fans will be tuning in to the conclusion of this one, and we are into the final moments of this match. King finds Randall on the halfway line. County coming forward once again as Randall knocks it out to Danda. Danda over the head of Barron, who tries to hack the ball away to safety. Majowski's there to help out on the edge of the 18. Randall still trying to make things work for Ross County, but Majowski does well and runs the ball away to safety. And there is the full-time whistle from Chris Graham. It ends here all square. Ross County 2, Aberdeen 2. Some of the Ross County players slumped to the surface because they know that they'll be facing the playoffs this week against Raith Rovers. It was a full-on end-to-end contest here in Dingwall. Ross County got off to the dream start when Simon Murray fired in inside 4 minutes, but good work from Connor Barron to set up Esther Sockler, who headed in the equaliser on the half hour. Aberdeen took the lead within 4 minutes of the restart. Esther Sockler teed up Junior Hoylett. His cross found McGrath, who tapped in. Aberdeen did have one ruled out for offside moments after, before Ross County got a lifeline. Jordan White fouled inside the penalty box. He dusted himself off, handed the ball to Yandanda. Angus MacDonald sent off in the process. Yandanda levelled from the spot. County threw everything at Aberdeen in the final moments of that one. Will Nightingale hit the crossbar and the post, but to no avail. Full time here in Dingwall, and it's Ross County who will head to the playoffs. Ross County 2, Aberdeen 2.
Football from Sports Sound.